everyone, today we're going to do a duping video of the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette. The new thing to catch everyone's eye. So I wanted to shop my stash to dupe this palette. So we're going to go through, and I did this the other day because it took 2 hours. I went through all my singles and I picked out the best singles I could for this palette, and I also have some shades from existing palettes as well. So we're going to go in, I'm going to tell you exactly what each shadow is. I'm going to do swatches, we're going to have comparisons up here. So let me scooch it. All the singles and things I can pull out are in here. So we're going to be looking at these today. And then I have one shade in the Carli Bybel palette. Some of them I have like more than one shade. That could be an option for you guys, depending on what you have. And then I used a few shades in the Festival palette from BH. So this is just to dupe it, not to do the eye look. You guys will see the eye look next. I'm going to put the palette here. I'm going to put the swatches. Then I'm going to show you guys swatches here. If I have like more than one swatch, I'm going to show you like the comparisons on my hand. But I want to have like a row here so you guys can see the exact comparison, if that makes sense. So we're going to go in. So the first shade in the palette is Sales. It looks like a plain matte white to me from what I can see from the swatches. But I have this matte white here from the Cara ES02 palette. So anyway, the next one was a little harder for me to actually get because I don't have a lot of bronzes because it's not really my color to wear. This is the shade Yacht. It's a little bit of a cool tone bronze. Okay, this is the closest shade in my whole collection because I'm not really a gold bronze person. This is the shade Mermosa. And that's from the Tarte Be a Mermaid palette. Sorry, I gotta scooch over. I'm gonna block the picture. And that's definitely a little more warm tone than the one there, but my golds that are not warm tone, that are more cool tone, they lean more pink, and that one definitely is like a cool tone gold. So I don't really have anything exactly like that, but if you're a gold lover or a bronze lover, you definitely have a shade like this. It is Seychelles, and I use this really pretty turquoise color called Ultimate. And that's pretty much exact dupe. And then we have Palermo, which I used 2 different shades. I think this single actually might be closer from other swatches that I've seen. This is in the shade Pinky Promise. But I'm also going to show you guys Solstice, which is a bit lighter. That's Solstice right there. Actually, Solstice might be closer. So this is Palermo. I mean, this is Pinky Promise, and this is Solstice. So I think it's somewhere in between those two. I kind of don't know. I'm going to go with Solstice just because I think it's a little bit closer. Pinky Promise is a single, so if you guys are interested in it. Then we have Seaside, which is a silvery blue, and I used the shade Beam Me Up from Colourpop. You guys can see that. Next is Inheritance, and the closest thing I have, which is I think a little more pigmented, is this shade Euphoria. I have a few different yellow golds, but this one's the closest. I'm a big yellow gold person, so that's that shade. It's definitely paler in the palette though. Next is Mediterranean, which is a little bit harder for me to dupe. So I have 2 shades like mixed together, and that would be it. This is Colourpop Firefly. And then we have, that's from the My Little Pony palette, by the way. And this is Colourpop Antimatter. So I used both of those. So I'll show you guys those two shades. And then I have Carnival in this palette as well. So I'm going to show you these three shades. So that's those three. And I actually used this one in the tutorial. But I think this one's the closest actually to Mediterranean. So we're going to go with Carnival for the swatches. So that's the first 7. On the mattes, which was much easier for me to dupe. Okay. So the first one I have is for Estate, which is like a light pale peachy pink. And I have Colourpop's Flutterbye from the My Little Pony. Pinky peach. Then we have Cabana, which is like a mustard burnt yellow color. Well, what you doing? And I have Colourpop's Paper Tiger. Then we have Colourpop Lay Low for Coastline. Okay. Then we have Bahamas, which I use a Sandbar. Just a really pretty hot pink. Sandbar. Then we have Monte Carlo, which is more of a pinky toned peach. And I'm using Soft Core from Colourpop. And then we have Canes, which I used, I think a mixture of 143, and this would be good. This is Try Me. But in every swatch I saw, it seemed deeper than 143, so I just used it. Try Me. Sorry, that swatch is right on my elbow, and my elbow is so dry. Okay, so that's swatches I have. I'm going to do the dark brown also, but I, as many others have mentioned already, prefer navy blue, deep navy blue instead of this dark brown. But I'm going to show you two options for the dark brown. So I have this shade. So dark brown is called Palm. It's like a really cool tone dark brown. I have M2 from TaraMichelle, and I also have a dark brown cool tone shade in the Carli Bybel palette from BH Cosmetics. So I'm going to swatch these two on my hand. But I think the Carli Bybel one was closer if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the Carli Bybel one's closer. So those are the two. This is the TaraMichelle, this is the Carli Bybel one. So we're going to put the Carli Bybel one right here. Yep, that's a weird swatch. I'm going to have a picture of the prettier one. I'm going to have to redo it. And then I prefer the dark, like navy blue. So I have this one from Cara palette. And that's what I used in this look as well. It's a very dry shadow, but so pretty. And I think it looks better with this combination. But this is what it looks like. Really pretty combo. So I'm going to do better swatches on this arm and have pictures up here right now for you guys so you can see. But those are my dupes for the palette. Stay tuned if you want to see how I use them to create this look. But this just shows you just need to look in your collection. You really don't need to buy every palette that comes out. If you really love ABH and you want to purchase the palette, by all means go purchase the palette. But this is proof you can just do it with singles or other things in your collection if you have an extensive collection. Which I think I have like a medium-sized collection, to be honest. Stay tuned and you can see this eye look. This is going to be the tutorial portion. I got no makeup on. Nothing going on yet, so we're gonna do I haven't really seen too many looks with this palette yet, but I think I'm gonna do something pretty dramatic. I'm not really going anywhere. I'm just filming this video and film my February haul. So this palette caught my attention and I don't need it. So I'm not buying it. Anyway, we're gonna get started with the tutorial. Ignore the zip on my face, doesn't want to go away. So I'm starting with my e.l.f. hydrating serum. My skin's been even more dry than usual because of the cold weather here in Texas right now. So I need all the layers of hydration on my face I can get. Mostly the cracking happens like on my nose and around my nose. And it literally drives me nuts. So, and then I'm going to use, if there's any left, my e.l.f. Daily Moisturizer. You guys have seen this a million times. So this palette is super pretty, but I realized I do have a lot of these shades and I don't need to purchase it. I did buy a palette for March already. This is gonna be BH Cosmetics and Colourpop shadows. So you can get this look for inexpensive. This is actually still available. I know it's available on the Kohl's website if you guys are interested. I love this palette. I know it's discontinued on BH, but yeah, this is old. But these aren't like super unique colors, and I think I only pulled one color out of this palette, but this is what my palette looks like. That's what I'm using. It's like Wet n Wild Photo Focus Prime. Setting shade for me in this palette, but I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Single in Brulee. You can use the white shade in the palette, but I really don't want to set my lids with white. If you hear chewing noise, that's my rabbits. They're eating. I'm going to take a clean blending brush, which is the cleanest one I got right now. And I'm going to go in with my dupe for Estate, which is Colourpop's Flutterbye from the My Little Pony palette. I'm just going to work that into my crease. And I don't want it to be too pigmented. So I'm going to tap it off. So I want it to be just a light flush of that peachy color. Peachy pink. Because this might be a little more pigmented or a little more orange or something than the one in the palette. Okay, so I'm going to go in with a little bit of the deeper shade, which is not much deeper, which is, what shade is this? Coastline, and my dupe. Coastline, and my dupe is Lay Low. So we're going to go in a little bit with that. Sometimes I go over that, but it's slightly lower. Just thinking of that crease color, or I should say saturate that crease color, because it wasn't on there before. Then I'm going to go in with my dupe for Monte Carlo, and that's Soft Core. I'm just going to go as close as I can to that crease. I'm going to take one way, just so you know. I'm going to a little more. There's a lot of colors I want to try. And this cream's already in. It's tiny gold. I'm only cold for a month. And tiny gold. It's I had nice for fine today. Yeah. If you guys don't know, I live in South Florida, I live in Texas. I live in Texas, so it does get cold here. But I have nothing to yet, so it's 18 degrees. Tomorrow, so I like getting color too close to my brows. So I'm going to go in with my dupe of Sales, which is just a white shade from my Cara E2, I don't remember what it's called. What's it called? Cara ESO2 palette. I like having a white matte shade just to help blend things out, or like a cream. Something just slightly lighter than my skin tone. Theirs is called Bahamas. Mine is Sandbar from Colourpop. This color is pigmented. Just be aware. It is a lot to work with here. And I'm going to focus this. I think I'm going to do this on the inner portion and then purple on the outer portion. I don't need to go to the inner, because I don't like making too much color in my inner corner because it makes me look weird. For me, it doesn't work my face shade and everything. I feel like I covered up too much. Sorry guys, try the mirror. Okay, so I want this to be looking downward more. And this is very good to do color Colourpop. Colourpop shadows are really good. I pulled in more to do this palette because they are great and I already have fun. But of course I'll go buy 12 shadows or 14 shadows Colourpop and then try to do the palette to leave you money. And sometimes they're really good. Okay, so I got that pink on there, but I think I want to blend it out with some peach. So I'm going to go back into my shade in Lay Low, which is for Coastline. The picture I'm looking at on my computer is blurry. Sorry, you guys. I'm just gonna take a little bit of Coastline, which is my Lay Low. Go back in just slightly because I don't want to take away any of that color, but I don't want it so close to the brow line. To the brow bone, I should say. And then go back. I haven't added any color to my brush. I'm just blending a little bit. Canes, and my dupe is Try Me. I think the one in the palette's a little bit warmer, but it's really close to that shade. And this I'm going to focus on the outer portion. It's only on the outer portion. I use this thing if possible. Sorry, let's see. Just again. Probably could imagine. There's a lot of options in this palette, so I'm just working on those, but I'm just working on this side. But I think I want to go in a little bit with the blue, and I might ruin it. We shall see. We're gonna brush. I literally have brushes with different colors all over them. So I'm going to go in my navy blue color. And this is not in the palette, but I want to deepen up. I don't want to use brown. So I think this is, I saw a few people mention this, but I really think she shouldn't have added a navy blue instead of that brown. Or she could have kept the brown, got rid of that one of that light peach shades, and added a navy blue. And it would have been a perfect color story, honestly. It's a beautiful palette. I'm just on a low buy and trying not to buy everything under the sun. But I definitely think a matte, dark navy blue would have killed this palette, because look at that, it looks great. Okay. So I'm just going to clean this up, and I'll be right back. I'm going to go in and start the cut crease. I'm going to go in with my NYX concealer in Porcelain. Okay. So I'm going to go in, and I have a small concealer brush, and we're just going to cut the crease. I usually start along the bottom. I'm going to do it slightly lower than my natural crease if possible, because I want to keep more of that pinky purple shade. We'll see if I can make it even. Okay, I did one. I'm going to start filling that in and I'll do the other one. So I like to go on my finger, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go in with, I have a few different icy blue shades. So I'm going to do Seaside, and I'm going to use Beam Me Up, and I'm going to use my Firefly, I think that's what it's called. I'm going to use Firefly from the My Little Pony palette, and I'm going to mix those two. And that's close to Mediterranean, but I'm going to add another color to it. So I'm going to do Firefly first. And I'm going to put that towards the middle, because I have two more colors I'm going to add. This isn't wet or anything, by the way. I love Colourpop shimmers or metallics. And then I'm going to do Beam Me Up. It's more of a silvery blue. It's going to go in the middle. I mean, it's going to go by the inner corner. Anyway, I'm going to go in and go back in a little bit with Firefly. So I think I'm going to use a little bit of antimatter over this. And this is like a really pretty shimmery blue. It's a little bit deeper than the one in the palette, but I think mixed in you're not going to be able to tell. Once everything's blended, I think we'll be good. I'm going to go back in with Firefly to blend. It's a little bit better with antimatter. going to go in with my brush that had the pink on it just to blend that crease a little bit. So I'm going to do the other eye off camera and then I'll be right back. So for my inner corner area, I'm going to add more color. I'm going to go in with the yellow shade in Inheritance, and I'm using Euphoria from the BH Cosmetics Festival palette. I'm just going to go in with a small pointed like pencil type brush. So I'm going to focus this on the inner corner. So I'm going to do my brows off camera and my eyeliner, and I'll be right back to do my face. Okay, eyeliner and brows are completed. So now we're going to work on the face. So I'm going to go in with my Prime and Fine from Catrice. It's like this. I'm getting low on it, so I'll have to get a new primer soon. I only buy one primer at a time. I usually like anything moisturizing or pore filling. Shade Alabaster. I can't stop, won't stop foundation. And I don't put a ton on. Just do like a pump and then I'll place it. And my sponge is wet, so I'm just using one of my Shop Messy sponges. Yes, all I have to do clean, it's clean, that's one today. I try to do 1 week, but I do every day, so every month, so I don't use one per week, and then wash it off. So I'm only going to do 1 layer of foundation, and then I'm going to do concealer. I'm using my Revolution Conceal and Define in C1. I took out the stopper. This one's almost empty. And this one I use for brightening. I don't particularly need to, but I'm trying to use this one up. And this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus in Light Ivory. It's a little bit dark, so I just use it for like blemishes and stuff, not for making anything look lighter or brighter. So I'm going to go in with my Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. I always use this for under my eyes and around my nose, forehead, anywhere I want to brighten. There's a big dent in it too, so I use this almost every day. And then I'm using my e.l.f. loose powder, translucent powder, and I don't take a ton, and I just like swipe it over the rest of my face. And so I want to take mostly matte shades along my lower lash line. I think all matte shades actually. So we're going to go in with Lay Low, which is my dupe for Coastline. And I'm just going to drag that along the lower lash line. And then we're going to go in. I'm going to go in with Soft Core, which is my dupe for Monte Carlo. And then we're going to go in with Sandbar, which is my dupe for Bahamas. Oh, this shade has so much fallout. I'm going to fix that. And then we're going to go back into, what was the shade called? Try Me, which is my dupe for Kings. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the navy blue, just on the end, just to blend it in with that wing liner. A little bit better. So I'm going to do my mascara real quick and I'll be right back. So I'm going to go in with bronzer, and I've been using my Carli Bybel palette, this this bronzy shade, mixed with this one for my bronzer, because I want to use it. So I just get mostly the lighter color, but a little bit of the darker color, and I'll go in like this. I know it looks scary, but it blends fairly easily. Okay, and then I blend it out. I think I'm going to go in. I've been loving this blush like the last few months. I have a huge pan on. This is Wet n Wild Don't Flutter Yourself. And I'm going to go in with that. And then blend it, because I can go a little crazy with the blush sometimes. The Color Spectacle and the Step Right Up palette, just to do my nose highlight and inner corner and all that loveliness. And then I'm going to go in with Part of Your World from the Colourpop Disney collection. Okay. And we're just going to go in on the cheekbones with this. I like having a cream highlight at the base. You don't necessarily need one. This will bring out the pinky shade in my highlight. I don't want a full-on pink highlight though. And I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Loose Highlight Written in the Stars on my highlighting brush from TaraMichelle. This is the F19. I have like 5 of these, but I only have 2 out right now. The rest of them are backups because I love this brush. Set my face with my Pacifica Rose Flower Spray. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.